Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Aradhana, and in today's video I'm going to continue with William J. Long series, and this is video number 9. And today we're going to talk about Shakespeare, and I am going to make a couple of videos on Shakespeare because एक video में सब complete नहीं हो पाएगा. I have made a different copy for Shakespeare. Here I am going to just discuss what I have written from William J. Long book and not from other sources. For that I had made another copy because there is a lot of information on internet regarding Shakespeare, but इसमें मैंने सिर्फ अभी विलियम जे लॉन्ग के बारे में ही लिखा है, and this is what I'm going to discuss today. Okay, so rest you can just go to Wikipedia or any other source and you can write down whatever information you want, but for William J. Long, if you don't want to read that book, you can get the most important things from this video. Okay, and I would suggest all of you to please note down the things that I say during this video. And I'm going to make a couple of more videos because I have many things written down in my register, which is some critical comments on Shakespeare and other sorts of things, that what were his plays and what was the most important characters of his plays, the fools in his plays or the setting of his plays, all those sorts of things. But I'm going to release those on members only. So if you want to access those videos, those extra videos on Shakespeare, you can check out the membership portion of this channel. And now let's get into today's video. So first of all, what we need to keep in mind is that all the information that we get on Shakespeare is kind of very not authentic. Okay, this is all the things that has been speculated. It is not compulsory that all of this is right, because there has been many theories that Francis Bacon was Shakespeare, and then there is also a few theories that there were many people who are writing these plays and बाद में ये बोल दिया गया कि ये शेक्सपियर नाम के एक इंसान ने लिखा था. But we don't go into that today. Maybe some other time we'll discuss that. All the information that I'm going to tell in this video regarding Shakespeare is from William J. Long and from no other source. So yeah, the thing is that Shakespeare's father's name was John Shakespeare and his mother's name was Mary Arden, and then at 14 he left his school. So Shakespeare was not that well read. Okay, just 14 years तक he went to school. So 4th 5th class जो भी आप समझ लो. Okay, so then in 1582 में he married Anne Hathaway. Here is a theory that goes on in pop culture is that Anne Hathaway, who is a Hollywood actress, she is a reincarnation of Shakespeare's wife, whose name was also Anne Hathaway. And her husband, who kind of looks like William Shakespeare, I'll put pictures somewhere here, he is the reincarnation of Shakespeare. And I don't know why I'm sharing this information with you. Do whatever you want. So in 1587 में he left his family after marrying his wife and everything and having kids and all. In 87 he left his family and he went to London. And in between that part, like 10-15 years, nobody knows what happened to Shakespeare. And after 15 years, we get to know that Shakespeare was in London and he started writing plays. And how do we get to know that he was in London? It was through a remark of Robert Greene, who was a university wit, as we discussed in the last video. He took a dig at Shakespeare, saying that,
"For there is an upstart crow, beautified with our feathers, that with his tiger's heart wrapped in a player's hide, supposes he is as well able to bombast out a blank verse as the best of you, and being an absolute Johannes factotum, is in his own conceit the only shake scene in a country."
This was the first time how Shakespeare came into this drama field, and we know that he started writing. And the thing to note is that he was so good that he made these university wits a little bit insecure, because if somebody is going to write like that, that kind of insult for somebody, that means he is doing a very good job. So that's how we come to know that Shakespeare had started writing. Now then we know that his writings were also not collected or preserved in any way. Okay, later on they were, but at start when he started writing the first time, his writings were not preserved. It was not like कि इनको publish करके अलग से रख लेते हैं कि सारी lines ऐसे ही होनी चाहिए और सब कुछ. So it is also that there are different versions of Shakespeare's plays. For example, if you see, I think in the Wikipedia page only, there are different copies of Shakespeare's plays being compared, that how the line was different in the earlier versions and then it was changed in the later version. So it's not that this is what exactly what Shakespeare wrote that we get today, but kind of it's the same thing. And Shakespeare was first trained as an actor and then he became a writer. So during those 15 years, which are basically called the Shakespeare's lost years, during those times he also worked as an actor, because I think becoming an actor is a much easier job than becoming a writer, because you can get into any sort of small role and then you get the exposure that you need to get into that drama field. And then he started writing, and then he has also revised old plays of other writers. Okay, so he kind of progressed in those 15 years. So it took him a lot of time to get where he where he reached. And one of the very important thing, which I think I also talked in the last video, was that Shakespeare invents very few, as William J. Long says. He takes an old play or an old poem, okay, which is not very well known maybe, and sometimes it is known, and he writes it in his own way. So Shakespeare's writing style is what makes him different from any other writer of his time, because when he writes, the impact of his writing is the most important thing. Now here I have written and I'm going to read that out. He simply takes an old play or an old poem, makes it over quickly, and lo, this familiar old material glows with the deepest thoughts and the tenderest feelings that ennoble our humanity. So the writing style of Shakespeare is the most important thing about Shakespeare, not what he has. The stories are the same, and I think this applies to every writer. All art is just copy most of the times, because we have the same emotions, the same feelings, all those kinds of things, the same morals, everything. सबको यही पता है कि अच्छा करना चाहिए, खराब नहीं करना चाहिए, ये सब कुछ पता है. But over and over again in films, movies, songs, whatever you see, the same thing has been repeated. The way of saying is different every time, and that is what makes a work, piece of literature impactful. Okay, now here is a quote written by Ben Jonson, which is that I loved the man and honor his memory on this side of idolatry as much as any. He was indeed honest and of an open and free nature. So all the people, even though a lot of them were insecure by Shakespeare's success, such as Robert Greene, but Ben Jonson and all those people were also very happy with his success as well. And in that movie Shakespeare in Love, there is also a scene where Christopher Marlowe is talking with Shakespeare, and they are talking about their writing and something, and it is a very good scene where you also see that they liked each other in a way. Okay, and one more thing to note is that it was not Shakespeare's plays that first made him famous, it was his poems. And most important poem was Venus and Adonis, that was dedicated to Earl of Southampton. That poem led him to his success, and after that he started writing plays. Okay, so the money that Shakespeare got from the success of his poem, which is Venus and Adonis, he bought the shares of Globe and Blackfriars Theatre. Now his task became more easy to publish his plays, or like to get his plays performed, okay, whatever his writings were, because if it is somebody else's play, that they are going to first check out if this is very good or not, if they want to approve it or not. But if you have shares in that, then you have an upper hand that you can do that. Simple thing like we do that in Bollywood, as if you are the producer of the movie, you also get a hand in direction and all those kinds of things. So that's how he kind of did it. So then he started experimenting with his works, and he wrote most wonderful plays. And in the next video that I'm going to make on Shakespeare is his dramatic works. And 4 periods has been described as in William J. Long. First one is early experimentation, second is rapid growth and development, third is a period of gloom and depression. Remember, in this a period of gloom and depression, Shakespeare wrote the most important of his works, okay, which is like the 4 of his greatest tragedies and Romeo and Juliet and all those things, okay. And in the 4th one, he is the period of restored serenity, jab aakhri mein he left his writings and everything. Okay, so this is for the next video. Today we are going to just talk about Shakespeare. And in 1611 में he sold his interest in the theatre. इसके बीच में he had written everything. Whatever he has written is from 1587 to 1611 तक he wrote everything, whatever the works we get. इसके बाद Shakespeare did not write anything. Okay, so he sold his shares or whatever he had in 1611 में, and then he retired permanently to Stratford. Then Shakespeare died on his anniversary on 23rd of April. This is also very interesting. Shakespeare was born on 23rd of April and he also died on 23rd of April in 1616. So after retiring, after 5-6 years, he died. Okay. And his tombstone has a curse engraved on it which says that, "Good friend, for Jesus' sakes forbear to dig the dust enclosed here." Forbear means मतलब मत करो ऐसा. टू डिग द डस्ट अनक्लोज्ड हेयर, दैट मीन्स कि जो यहाँ पे डस्ट है, मतलब जो कब्र है, इसको खोदो नहीं. ब्लेस्ड बी द मैन दैट स्पेयर्स दीज स्टोन. ब्लेस करो उस इंसान को, मतलब उसको पूरी तरीके से मेरी ब्लेसिंग्स हैं. हु स्पेयर्स दीज स्टोन्स एंड कर्स्ड बी ही दैट मूव्स माई बोन्स. एंड इफ समबडी डज dig these stones, then curse him. Okay, so this is the quote or curse, whatever you say, that is engraved on his tombstone. You can see this on YouTube. It's just write Westminster Abbey, Shakespeare's tomb, whatever. And you should look up, there are a lot of writers in Westminster Abbey, the tomb of those writers. You should actually check it out on YouTube. So Shakespeare has written 2 long poems. First is Venus and Adonis, which we talked about earlier in the video, and the second is Rape of Lucrece, and then he has written 154 sonnets. Okay, इन सॉनेट्स को डिवाइड किया गया इन 2 पार्ट्स. ओके, फर्स्ट पीपल से दैट हैज़ बीन addressed to Shakespeare's friend, and the second one is his love for some lady. Okay, so whatever, we would never know the real story, but whatever it is, this is a very short biography of Shakespeare from William J. Long. I'll put these notes somewhere here. And because I know the first time I also started reading about Shakespeare, all the websites have given some different story. William J. Long is an authentic source, so I thought, why not just make a very short biography of Shakespeare. Next, I'm going to complete dramatic works of Shakespeare, which I talked about earlier in the video, and the 4 stages of his work has been described in this. Also talk about what is first folio and what is quarto, because I have seen people still don't understand what is the difference between a folio and a quarto. Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about that in the next video. In the next video, I'm just going to talk about the stages of Shakespeare's writing, and then I'll talk about the writing style or all those things for Shakespeare. And I think that's pretty much it for today, and yeah, I'll meet you in the next video. Please comment karo pehle. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to make a video if you people are not going to comment on this video, if you are not going to like this video, because this video gets the least views when I post video on William J. Long. That's why I don't post, and then you people say, why you're not continuing this series? That is why I'm not continuing, because it just hinders the channel. Okay, so please just like this video and subscribe, and leave a comment, please. At least write anything. So yeah, that was pretty much it for today, and I'll meet you in the next video, and I am going to be very consistent with this series. Okay, if you people support me. So yeah, I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.